Beauty Gang? African Beauty here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my top 20 natural hair mistakes I did as a thick, kinky, curly natural with type 4 hair, okay? Throughout my whole entire natural hair journey, these are the top 20 mistakes I made that restricted my growth, my flourish, my glow, you get it, okay? You get it. So let's just hop right into this video. One of my first mistakes was playing with colors way too much, but specifically dyeing my hair back to back. I did not give my hair enough time to rest and be at ease and get used to the new chemical treatment that it received. So I remember specifically my sophomore year of college, I tried to get my hair dyed a burgundy color. It kind of turned out decent. It wasn't the exact burgundy that I wanted, but my roots, anybody that knows about dyeing hair, you know that when you dye your hair, your roots, which is your virgin hair, lives faster than any other part of your hair because it's new, fresh hair, okay? So, you know, the hair was burgundy-ish, but my roots were like strawberry red. I'm a beautiful chocolate dark-skinned girl, but let me tell you, I cannot rock that. So, like, I was so self-conscious about it. So literally like a week or two later, I went in with the dye again and re-dyed my hair, including the developer. And that's where I messed up. I didn't do my research enough to know that you're not supposed to re-dye your hair back to back like that. You're definitely not supposed to add additional developer on top of the developer that you already had in the first place to lift your hair. Y'all, that's your hair mistake. Don't do it. My next mistake that it took me a long time to realize and accept, and even to this day I really don't want to accept it, but I did way too many wash and goes. And long story short, wash and goes cause a lot of single strand knots for us kinky curly naturals. And I guess a lot of people don't really speak on that for some reason. We don't want to be real with ourselves, but honestly, wash and goes are kind of more damaging than they are bomb. Yes, they look bomb, they look pretty, like your curls be popping, but is it really worth it if it causes a lot of breakage, single strand knots, split it? Like, I mean, for me it's not. If it's for you, then okay, so be it. But that was another natural hair mistake of mine. I did way too many wash and goes, and they were pretty detrimental to my hair's health, growth, and retention. Another natural hair mistake is that I had way too much manipulation going on with my natural hair. If you're like me, you're someone who, like, especially when your hair, you kind of start to see it slightly flourishing throughout your journey. You want to have your hands in it all the time. You want to style it differently. And even before then, like, I've just always been this type of person where, like, I hate being basic. I hate wearing the same hairstyle every single day. Like, I gotta switch it up. And because of that, that equals high manipulation. So like one day I'm wearing a high puff, the next day I want to do pigtails, and that, like, my hands were always in my hair, and that was damaging my hair, and I wasn't aware of it. Another mistake that I was making for some years during this journey was that I did not have a consistent regimen. Like, I would do something different every time I was washing my hair, trying to condition my hair, or whatever. Thankfully, thank God, I finally found a consistent regimen to stick by. And I will say, since I've done that, by the way, if you haven't seen my curly hair routine, you should go do that, because that's the regimen that I use, and it actually really does help for thick, kinky, natural hair. Like, I've never been able to manage my hair the way I have in these recent months since I've decided to stick with this regimen. So you don't have to use my regimen, but, you know, developing one for yourself, I highly suggest, because that will help with eliminating a lot of manipulation and trial and error type things, and therefore with consistency your hair will be like, okay, they got it together now. Maybe I'll help them flourish a little bit. Maybe I'll help them out a little bit. Another natural hair mistake, and even to this day I still kind of do, and I know it's bad for my hair, but I wore and wear way too many tight hairstyles. And it's just because I be wanting to be slayed and laid and slick and sleek and stuff, but really tight hairstyles are extremely detrimental to your natural hair. And why it's a mistake I continue to make, I don't know. I like my sleek hairstyles. But yeah, like tight buns, tight puffs, stuff like that. And that's why I don't do like low sleek buns and stuff like that all that much, because tight hairstyles pull on your hair, like that kind of uncomfortable pull that you feel sometimes when your hair is just really like compact. That's not a good pull, like, oh yeah, it'll go away. It's like asking us to stop. Like, it's like, oh please, no more. And you know, I don't know about y'all, but I don't listen. And I don't know why. I'm bogus. I'm petty. Another natural hair mistake. God, I still make it, but I'm starting not to, because y'all, I'm talking about the edges, okay? The edges are so important. And brushing your edges so much, always like sleeking them, snatching them. is literally snatching our edges out, and that's something I'm not willing to lose. I cannot lose my edges. I gotta chill, I gotta stop. This is a huge natural hair mistake I realized, because over time as it's progressed, my edges have started getting thinner and thinner and shorter, and just, I gotta change it up, because I refuse to be that girl. I refuse. Another natural hair mistake of mine is that sometimes I'm a little too scissor happy, and this is in regards to like length retention. Sometimes when this is around the time for me to trim my ends and stuff, I go a little too ham with the scissors, because I'm like, I don't want any single strand knots, I don't want any split ends, blah blah. So I try to get every single like strand that might have something wrong with it, when really realistically you're not gonna get everything. You're really not, and I'm starting to realize that, so now my hair is starting to grow. Now granted, if it's really bad, then obviously cut what you have to cut, but don't be in the mental state where like you gotta get everything, because then you'll just go back to where you were. Me personally, from my personal experience, letting other people do my natural hair was another huge natural mistake. When I say y'all, my hair has never flourished like this before in my life, no matter what hairstylist I've had or anything. So, you know, learning things, researching things, taking your natural hair into your own hands, because only you will know what's best for your hair. Honestly, if you think about it, your hair is damn near like your baby. So, you know, is somebody else gonna be able to treat your baby or take care of your baby better than you? I mean, I'd hope not, you know. I'd hope you take enough interest in raising your baby. That's really what you have to do with your natural hair. I'm not saying never go to a hairstylist, blah, 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 but I am saying, for me personally, I feel like a natural hair mistake of mine, it was putting my hair in other people's hands that didn't know what they were doing. And now my hair is healthier than ever, longer than ever, flourishing more than ever, so I feel like going to other people was definitely a really big mistake in my book. Now this was a while ago, but a huge natural hair mistake I made was that I did way too many protein treatments. Y'all, when I got hip to the whole mayonnaise and honey protein treatments, I started doing that back-to-back weeks. Like, I thought it was a deep conditioning thing, and when I say my hair was starting to fall out and I did not understand why, that was why I did way too many protein treatments. I was doing it like once a week like you're supposed to do with deep conditioning. That was like 2 years ago when I was a new natural and wasn't researching the way I should have, but consistent protein treatments are good. But when I say consistent, I mean like once every 2 months or so. Once a week, do not do that. Another natural hair mistake I am definitely guilty of, that I'm sure a lot of us are, I sleep without, well, I used to, I don't do it anymore. I used to sleep without a bonnet or a silk scarf or even like a silk pillowcase sometimes. I would just be too lazy to just put one on, or too lazy to go find one, and that definitely contributed to the detriment of my natural hair. I was supposed to be the one to protect it from the split ends and the breakage and the damage and the dryness, and I wasn't there. I wasn't there for it, okay? I'm here now though. So, huge natural hair mistake, going to sleep, even taking a nap. Even taking a nap, I used to be like, oh, I'm only gonna be asleep for like a half an hour or so. You go to sleep, you put your head on anything that's not silk, you need to put a bonnet on. Another natural hair mistake for me, I used to use a Denman brush all the time. And I have 4-type hair, like I said. Even when I would hear it snagging and stuff, like my hair is just too thick for a Denman brush. I know some people alter it where they like take out a row. It might be like 5 rows and they take out 2 of them so that the bristles aren't so close together. But whenever I use a Denman brush, I literally hear it snag, like, and it's not a good sound. When you hear that period, don't ignore that. That's another like mistake I did not add in here. If you hear that a tool or whatever is snapping your hair, that's not a good thing at all. It's literally breaking your hair off. I really like need to have a real one-on-one conversation with my hair and just apologize to everything that I've done to it. As I'm naming these things off the list, I'm just like, wow, I really put my hair through a lot. It's been a rider. Another natural hair mistake, for some years I used to be like team coconut oil, but coconut oil never worked for my hair, okay? I don't know why so many people in the natural hair community think like coconut oil is the holy grail for everyone. That doesn't work for everybody, okay? Olive oil is my holy grail. And you know what? You have to discover that on your own, but I allowed myself to be way too influenced out of laziness, out of the fact that I didn't want to try to figure out what worked for me. I kept using coconut oil, my hair remained dry. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then I remember my gullible self fell for one video this one natural made about how, you know, coconut oil is the type of oil where it seems like it doesn't work, but it really does. No, it really wasn't working. My hair was drier than the Sahara Desert in the summer. Okay. Another natural hair mistake that, I mean, I rarely do nowadays, but I have to plead the fifth on it, is I neglected my natural hair a lot. When it was time for wash days, when it was time to moisturize it or just add some type of moisture to it, I was just like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And that's how those days build up, and your hair is just like getting weaker by the moment. It's just like, you know. So yeah, I definitely neglected my hair in a lot of situations, and I paid the price for it because I stayed bald head for a little while, you know. Another natural hair mistake that I made was that I kept listening to other stories and comparing my natural hair journey to theirs. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of people will feel me on the fact that like a person will do a major big chop, I mean shave their head bald, and a year later their hair will be down their back, whereas you have been at the same length for 2-3 years and you're like, what is wrong with my hair? Why is my hair not doing this, that, and the other? And that's really why you're letting other people's stories influence you to think something's wrong with what you're doing, and you're comparing. It's kind of like a subconscious mental thing where, you know, you're so focused on other people's hair, other people's journey, other people's success, you're missing out on discovering your own. So that was definitely a big mistake with me, and I just kind of started realizing that in recent years, where I'm like, okay, realistically, Issa, you're never gonna have 3A, 3B hair like these other natural girls, and that's okay. You gotta just learn how to embrace your own hair. So yeah, I stopped listening to other people's journeys and I found my own. Another huge natural hair mistake for me is as soon as I started seeing even a little bit of length difference with my natural hair, I started choosing length over the health of my hair, and that was a big mistake, because length really doesn't matter if the ends are bad, if your hair is damaged, you know what I mean? So I'm no longer team length over health, I'm definitely health over length. So as you can see, my hair is becoming very healthy and flourishing. So it's like a win-win when you focus on the right things. Another natural hair mistake that I did that, I mean, it didn't affect my hair that much, but I never really knew that how the order was supposed to go. I used to deep condition my hair before I washed my hair. And even now, I don't wash my hair that often, but you're supposed to deep condition after your hair has been washed, or else it really does not have a huge impact on your hair with moisturizing it and, you know, really conditioning it really well. Because if your hair is dirty, what is it conditioning? Another huge natural hair mistake for me was that I used way too much gel and manipulated my edges way too much. I kind of touched on that a little bit already, but y'all will see in my natural hair journey, I'll probably include the pictures of how like I noticed my edges were thinning out and stuff like that. And honestly, you can't really tell that bad. I'm not that bad off, but my edges are still extremely thin and have broken off a lot, and it's because I manipulate them way too much just so I can have that sleek look. But honestly, if I gotta go out nappy headed and looking rough for a couple months, then so be it. I'm gonna grow my edges back, okay? I'm gonna grow them back. Another natural hair mistake, it wasn't really a mistake, but just a setback. I ended up having like 3 natural hair journeys, okay? In the very beginning, I would do it for a couple months and I was like, I'll go back to flat iron and not really caring about it. And I tried it again and I was like, I kind of missed a lot of length. I wasn't comfortable with how my shrinkage, like my curls and stuff, so I quit the journey again. Then the third time around, which I probably will say is like last year, July 8th, when I finally like did my mini big chop and got rid of all my bad ends and stuff like that, that's when the third journey started. So it wasn't a mistake, but I just called it a natural hair mistake because I kept redoing the journey. Like I never stuck with it. And if I would have, I'd probably be a lot more far along than what I am right now. Another natural hair mistake I did, and I try my hardest not to do anymore. If I do it, I just kind of give up in the middle of it. You're not supposed to do your natural hair when you're tired. When you're tired, you get frustrated easily, you lack patience, you're just like ready to speed through and get it done. And when you're doing that, that can cause breakage. It causes a lot of tension on your hair. It's just not good to do your natural hair when you're tired, especially if it's thick and type 4 hair. Girl, you're gonna be up all night. Just hold off to the next day. Go ahead and, if anything, do half of it then, half of it tomorrow, like deep condition and stuff one day and then rinse it out and style it the next. But girl, do not do your hair when you're tired. Don't do it. And the last natural hair mistake that I suffered from was that I was never satisfied with my length or the texture of my hair. Like I said, it took me a while to accept the fact that I'll never have 3A, 3B type, like loose curls, the ideal curls that, you know, a lot of people try to put out there in the natural hair community. There's not a lot of successful YouTubers that are out there with thick, kinky, tight, coily hair. And the crazy thing is, majority of the natural hair community is type 4 hair. I'm glad I've now learned started to accept it and actually fall in love with my hair, because now I'm helping other people with my type hair to learn how to embrace theirs as well. But you know, that ties into like society and what they try to put in our heads is what's beautiful, and you know, the image of beauty, blah blah blah. But yeah, a huge natural hair mistake I made was, you know, always resenting my hair type, my hair pattern, you know, my shrinkage and stuff like that. Now I love it. Like my definition is popping, my curls be bomb, my coils be tight, you know. But that was definitely a huge mistake that I made, that hopefully this video will help you guys not make, because the longer you're dwelling on comparing yourself, your hair, blah blah blah, to other people, you'll basically miss out on like your opportunity to receive success, if that makes sense. So those were my top 20 natural hair mistakes that I have made throughout my 3-4 years of being natural. I'm glad I finally got it together and now it's starting to flourish and pay off, girl. But yeah, you guys, really hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and comment below any natural hair mistakes that you realize that you made at all during your journey. And please don't forget to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, bye.